Since the end of the Dragon Ball Super anime, a lot has changed in the powers of Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta, the three strongest Saiyans in the history of Dragon Ball, at least currently. Many will wonder why I'm not mentioning Broly, but in reality, Broly has already been surpassed. To clarify, manga continuations follow the anime, which likely won't be animated again due to a copyright dispute I've discussed in a previous Dragon Ball video. I'll leave it for you guys to watch the end. And after the Power Tour, from the middle of Chapter 40 to the middle of Chapter 70, where the beginning of the Granola Survivor saga is developed, there is a prophecy from the Oracle Fish saying that the strongest in the universe would appear, breaking the balance of the universe itself. Goku and Vegeta ask Whis if anyone is stronger than them, and Whis says a no. And it became clear that Goku and Vegeta became stronger than Broly, even though the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie took place before the Moro saga in the manga. The subsequent sagas include the Tournament of Power, Moro, Granola the Survivor, and Superhero, where Gohan further develops his powers. And finally, a time skip where the characters are training to reach Black Frieza, the current strongest mortal character in Dragon Ball, who simply knocked out Goku's Ultra Instinct and Vegeta's superior ego, which will be discussed here in this video with just one blow. Of course, Broly still holds a lot of hidden potential and has recently started training. However, as far as we've seen, he's only mastered Super Saiyan 1, but according to a cover released by Toyotaro, apparently Broly has mastered his legendary transformation, just like Kale did in the Tournament of Power. Having this cover transformation, a design very similar or practically identical to the controlled legendary form of the Saiyan from the Universe 6, this probably puts Broly at a much higher level, but Broly had a specific video here on the channel, and that's why in this video I will only talk about Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan, okay? So let's start with Gohan. In 2022, Dragon Ball surprised us with a completely different movie, Dragon Ball Superhero. Dragon Ball's first 3D movie was predicted by many to be an inevitable failure when it was released. A Dragon Ball movie without Goku and Vegeta as main characters and minimal appearances by them and Broly. Oh, but that's fine. Gohan can handle it. In reality, it took a different turn. Piccolo was the main character of the movie. And yes, the movie was released in 3D, but to everyone's surprise, it wasn't a failure. And yes, an absurd box office success, which even made it into the top 5 most profitable anime movies of all time. Superhero's goal was to emulate an American superhero story and profit from the strong United States dollar due to its United States box office success, and even though it was a 3D movie, I really enjoyed it at the time. The movie is funny, dynamic, and probably only so good because of Akira Toriyama's hand in the script. And it was in this movie that we had the maximum highlight for Gohan. I confess that I found Gohan's development a bit forced, and as much as I think so, in practice, Gohan's power came kind of out of nowhere. It wasn't completely out of nowhere. In Dragon Ball Super, Gohan trained to be strong for the Power Tournament, with differences between the manga and anime. And let's remember, the Dragon Ball Superhero movie was later adapted for the manga. The present Gohan in the manga has experienced the Superhero Saga, the Power Tournament, and the Moro Saga, among others. So he prepared for the Power Tournament, and in the Moro Saga, Gohan also did training with Piccolo. He obtained some new techniques, learned to use some old techniques, and fought against Moro's henchmen, but nothing too serious. During the Power Tournament, he fought against Kefla. In the anime, Goku defeats Kefla, but in the manga, Gohan defeats her in a traded blow, resulting in both being eliminated. So yes, Gohan did have some development in his power. Contrary to popular belief, the Beast transformation is not entirely random. In this video, we will see how Vegeta went the way of the gods of destruction, Goku the way of the angels, and Gohan the way of the Kaioshins, the deities of Dragon Ball. After all, this Beast form is basically an evolution of his mystic form. Originally, the mystic form was not meant to be really a form, a transformation, but it ended up becoming one. In Dragon Ball Z, Gohan's mystic form gave him access to his maximum potential power without needing to transform. This included the power of Super Saiyan transformations, making additional transformations redundant as they would not increase his power further. Having an evolution in the mystic form seems contradictory, but that's how it is portrayed. Gohan's new transformation in Dragon Ball Super was introduced to revive the long-forgotten character, although it felt forced due to the lack of build-up in the 131 episodes where he was mostly inactive. It quickly brought him back into the story. The question remains, how powerful is Gohan Beast? Well, at least as strong as the Ultra Instinct, or stronger of course, compared to Goku's Ultra Instinct, because in the battle between the two, it was clear that when Gohan raised his power, and for him not yet having control over all this power, he could even surpass the reaction speed of the Ultra Instinct with the Beast form. And according to him, that was not all the power he had in the Beast form, so possibly, post-time skip, just like Goku, Gohan must have become much stronger. This doesn't necessarily mean that Gohan is stronger than Goku. They are probably there at some equal point, even though it may seem very forced. When I first analyzed Goku's fight against Gohan, there in the manga, which is even complete here on the channel, shortly after I said that Goku would probably still be the favorite for a fight. So let's talk about Goku's powers. Why would Goku still be the favorite in a fight against Gohan? Well, Gohan is still not as experienced in his technique, and the Ultra Instinct, despite lasting a short time, has something similar to the Beast form. The user gets very tired, and after Gohan releases his power and overcomes the barrier of Ultra Instinct, we can see his clear exhaustion. And as Goku has more battle experience than Gohan and more techniques after the power tournament, even if they were equal, maybe Goku could find a way to win, but as Gohan also adapts well to combat, this would not guarantee victory. The manga suggests that their power levels are equal, though it's not entirely clear who is stronger. For Goku, training with Maris was the main factor in his development after the power tournament. During the Mora saga, we meet a new character, Maris, who is basically a kind of apprentice angel. He is a bit younger than the other angels, his Ultra Instinct is not as refined as Whis, but he has a lot of experience in the mortal world, being part of the Galactic Patrol, just like Jaco. He trained Goku to control Ultra Instinct, which he couldn't do after the tournament. There's even that scene from the anime where Vegeta asks Goku where the Ultra Instinct is, and Goku replies that he can no longer use it. After training with Maris, Goku could activate Ultra Instinct at will, beginning with the Ultra Instinct Omen and progressing to the complete Ultra Instinct form. The main issue with Ultra Instinct is its high energy consumption. Also, when Goku is under strong emotion in combat, as seen in the Granola Survivor Saga, it may not work as effectively. Later, Goku continued training with Whis and developed natural Ultra Instinct. Goku gained many new abilities from the Autonomous Ultra Instinct, which will likely be the most exciting part for fans. The Autonomous Ultra Instinct is basically the same skill that Whis uses, the Ultra Instinct without having to transform. And this skill is quite complex, and not even for Whis it is perfect. Daishinkan's is even better than his. But Whis', as mentioned, is better than Maris's. Goku's level is lower than these, but still the best compared to mortals and even gods of destruction. The big problem is that Goku becomes much stronger when he transforms. His abilities, such as speed, destructive power, perception, and quality of techniques also change and increase. That's why the Ultra Instinct ends up following this. Ultra Instinct combined with Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, 3, and the newly canonized Super Saiyan 4 has not been shown yet. While it's uncertain if it will be introduced, many speculate that this combination could become the so-called Super Saiyan 5. But what has already appeared is the Ultra Instinct combined with the Divine transformations. For example, the Ultra Instinct with the Super Saiyan God used against Granola. The Ultra Instinct with the Super Saiyan Blue, which was also used in that same battle. In my view, if adapted into an anime in the distant future, it will be simply beautiful. My favorite super transformation is Super Saiyan God, but Ultra Instinct is also very beautiful. And that fire aura of the Super Saiyan God mixed with the Ultra Instinct will certainly give rise to probably the most beautiful transformation of Dragon Ball of all. Vegeta states that in Goku's fight with Granola, the power of Ultra Instinct grows with each transformation level. Super Saiyan God surpasses the base form, Super Saiyan Blue exceeds Super Saiyan God, and the white-haired form is the strongest, with the Omen form between Blue and the complete white-haired transformation. Okay, to complete the package of Goku's new abilities, there is also a new one called Ultra Instinct Shin, or True Ultra Instinct, which people call 2E. This ability basically is the Ultra Instinct Omen, however, being able to use all his Saiyan emotions and his normal combat style. Goku resorts to this ability after realizing that he is not an angel and should not copy Whis. So used in this way, he becomes very powerful, even gaining an advantage against Gas, who had defeated Granola, who had defeated Vegeta, Superior Ego. Goku was the most powerful mortal until Gas raised his powers and Black Frieza arrived. Sometime later, in Goku's own battle against Gohan, which was just a friendly battle where Goku was just testing Gohan's power, it was said by Bills himself that the strongest form was the white-haired form. Goku utilized it more effectively in the Granola saga, likely due to being calmer and less anxious. And subsequently, Goku should also be able to overcome the barriers of the white-haired form. Who knows, we might also have a white-haired form with Goku's natural emotions, which would be more logical than him simply becoming a completely cold angel. Goku's Ultra Instinct differs from that of angels, who are born with the ability to perform it. As a Saiyan, Goku's race has a combat style opposite to the angels, being more aggressive and likely closer to that of the gods of destruction. So, the complete Ultra Instinct Shin, there's a bunch of names, right guys? It would probably be the best bet for the future. Lastly, let's discuss Vegeta. Vegeta has seen the most character development and innovations in the manga. Goku's Ultra Instinct was given, and Ultra Instinct Shin can't be considered a completely innovative form. But the Ultra Ego, yes, it was necessary for Vegeta to have some kind of training to be a worthy rival to Goku, and that's exactly what happened. Beerus began training Vegeta, probably to be the next god of destruction. And Vegeta, at the beginning of Dragon Ball Super, when he asked to be trained by Whis gave a condition that he become a god of destruction. From that moment, it's implied that Vegeta is a candidate for God of Destruction, although Goku could also be, but he doesn't fit the job profile well. Beerus began to explain to Vegeta in an uncomplicated way so that Vegeta could learn skills on his own, and Vegeta was learning. First, he started learning the Hakai. He started with a small stone, then he went to a mountain, and over time he was able to manage several explosions with the Hakai, which at one point added that the Hakai has a great explosive energy. It's unclear if Vegeta's Hakai differs from the disintegrating Hakai used by Beerus, or if it was a retcon in the technique. After using the Hakai ability in the battle against Granola, the Saiyans, a race that gains power through transformation, likely developed the superior ego form while trying to imitate Beerus, a god of destruction. Long before the superior ego appeared, I predicted here on the channel that Vegeta would have a form similar to a Hakaishin, and indeed, the superior ego is Vegeta's Hakaishin form. This ability basically consists of a transformation that, the more damage it receives, the stronger it becomes. And Vegeta takes this to the limit against Granola, but this also poses a great risk to the person's physique, potentially leading to death. Vegeta has a great battle against Granola, and in fact, manages to fight better than Goku up to that point. Goku then surpasses him again, but despite the superior ego's skill, he couldn't match Granola, who had wished to become the universe's strongest. There was also the ability of Hakai, a superior instinct, and several stolen abilities. Despite Vegeta deserving the victory, the script avoided giving it to him. Remember, Vegeta has Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, which in the manga is as strong as Ultra Instinct Omen. After fighting Granola, Vegeta admits he can't return to his former self, acknowledges his inexperience, and apologizes to Beerus. That was just the beginning of Vegeta's superior ego, and probably after the time skip, he must be much stronger. I believe this time skip will serve to equalize the characters rather than distance them. If you want to learn about the future of Dragon Ball Super and its characters, click on the screen. This video analyzes Toyotaro's cover for the new phase of the series, marking the return of Akira Toriyama's successor. You'll understand everything currently happening in the story. Don't forget to give a thumbs up so you can follow all the news and best analyses about Dragon Ball. Subscribe and check out the Discord link in the pinned comment and description. As we're close to 1,000 members, you could be the 1,000th member. This is it, guys. Thanks for your support. See you next time. That's it for now, and I'm out.